are a group of Australian seafarers down in Devonport today. And before that, there was a group of Australian seafarers on the Tandara Spirit. And before that, there was a group of Australian seafarers on another ship and another ship and another ship, doing nothing else than a truck driver moving cargo down the Hume Highway or up the Princess Highway or up the Pacific Highway, working in an Australian industry, paying Australian tax, working for a company that is contributing to the future of this country. And what are they rewarded with? The sack. And a flag of convenience ship that's going to come along, exploiting third world seafarers, not paying tax, being registered in a company like Liberia, and yet Liberia covers 30% of the ships in the world, and it's going to be moving cargo between Sydney and Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane and Fremantle and Melbourne and across the Bass Strait. Is that the sort of Australia we want to live in? No. Is that the sort of company that we want to buy oil off? No. Is that the sort of future? And is that the sort of corporate view of the world that we can abide by? No. Well, we're going to do something about it. We'll stand here and we ask you. See, they go after the tough first. They go after the best first. They go after the strongest first in their arrogance and their industrial and political hubris. They are feeling so strong in their elitism because it's then the MUA, it's the TWU, it's the RTBU, it's all the essential industries, it's the CFMEU, it's where workers have found their voice, where workers can fight back, where working men and women are prepared to have a go. They're not intimidated by that, they're coming for us first.
The ITF and its 4.6 million members bring their solidarity to Australian workers. We've watched what Caltex have been doing. We're watching what all of the situation here about proper jobs for Australian men and women. And we see that everyone is trying to cut every dollar out of those deals. So to see you all here this morning, united, flags flying, with your passion, we bring the world's transport workers behind you. Brothers and sisters, we watch what goes on. We're not happy with the Royal Commission. We don't believe what they're saying about you. And we in the international movement will be right by your side, giving you solidarity. And we are determined to keep Australian jobs in each of the sectors, all along the supply chain. So, brothers and sisters, we're with you. Long live the MUA, here to stay.
We want to make sure that working people can have a decent standard of living, then they've got to have a secure job and a secure income. That means that our coastal shipping should have Australian workers on Australian ships plying up and down our coast. That will guarantee coastal shipping.
A Senate inquiry into the impact of the flag of convenience system on the Australian coast. As soon as we can get that inquiry up, it was possible through the ALP, the Greens and those crossbenchers who understand and are continuing to understand the terrible impact the FOC system will have when it replaces all of Australian ships. The three areas we concentrate are the environment, and over the weekend you would have heard an oil spill up the Great Barrier Reef. Who put that oil spill there? It wasn't an Australian national ship, it was from a crew told to pump oily water over the side under our Great Barrier Reef because they don't give a shit. That would have saved them a few $1,000s rather than to pay to get it off the ship. Instead they dump it in our Great Barrier Reef because that's the way multinationals using FOCs treat our country like a rubbish tip.
We hear Tony Abbott talking about the war on terror, but there's another war that we don't hear that much about, which is the war on jobs, the war on working conditions, the war on the environment. And what we see with the people on the Alexander Spirit is the clearest example of that. Working people working under Australian wages and conditions who are being tipped out, who are being threatened with the sack. And why? So this company can eke even more profits.
It's their laws. The laws that are in place should somehow be something that we say yes to. When the laws allow our jobs to be offshored, to be taken away and given to people because they work for $2 an hour and they're right, what's wrong with this show? There's plenty.
And that's why we're up here today fighting. That's why we've marched down here today. That's why we're rallying today. And it's why we will continue to fight. Because we are not going to be in a situation where we have no jobs, no justice in our communities, and no future.